Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We are
Hey there.
still in Stonewall Gorge. We will go down here, check out the rest of the area, together with our new
Need
companion
something?
Hiravias.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna figure out a bit how he's fighting, and hopefully he's good as the damage dealer mage that Aloth was.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
So let's see. It reminds me a bit of this one area. Was it Anslog's Compass? Yeah, where you were able to get to a lower area. But we can't go into the water, it seems. We are not able to look here. So I guess maybe it's because the water is too high or something. Well, in any case, let me go here to see. Well, then I can turn off the stealth because we have taken care of everyone here. Also here the water was too high, so I guess it's because of the water. Alright. Let me see. We are not able to go here, so I guess it's because of the water, because the water is too high. However, we can go to Dyrford village, and that's what I want to do. So let's go there. Ethel the drunkard, the local fool, has wandered into the stronghold and intends to stay for a while. Maybe I have to take care of that. Find someone in town who knows about the ruins. Ah, yeah, the ruins that we found before. Well, send escort, pay off. Bad visitor leaving in 3 days. 75 coppers? Yeah, pay him off, whatever. 75 coppers, who cares? I don't have to go there myself to take care of it, that's good. Yeah. That's all. Oh, I could hire hirelings. I didn't even think of that. 10 coppers per day. Crucible Knight. Ooh, that's interesting. Why not have a Crucible Knight there? Then we would get more... What is it called? More taxes, I think, yes. +4, +2, hire. Can I hire more? Yes, I can hire more. He was not too expensive, so why not? +4, +2. Gold Pack Knight, Mercenary Mind Striker, Orderless Disciple, Linebreaker, Skirmish Archer, Vagabond Skulls, maybe one of the Skirmish Archers, Valiant Shock Mage, Warden of the Wilds, yeah. Let's do it like this. Crucible Knight, an Archer and a Mage, that might work very well. If we have like a priest, that would be great as well. Parathite Cleric, yeah. Alright, now we have a team. Crucible Knight as the tank, Parathite Cleric as the healer, the Archer as the damage dealer, and the Mage as the... also as a damage dealer, Shock Mage. Alright, so that should be well for us. It will cost 30, 40, 50 coppers per day, but I think we will earn enough money to be able to take care of this. Okay. Oh, everything is already visible here in Dyrford village. Temple of Barath, Dyrford Mill, Dracogen Inn, Winthrop's Arms and Armory, Grieving Mother, Handina's Apothecary, and Turgle's Curriary. Why is this already marked here? Interesting. Well, let's go to the temple first. Some people here, maybe they have something to say. Us, we're just minding our business. We're cooling our heels until Medref says the job's done. Medref? An elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and the cult figure standing near him falls silent.
How do you do?
Defiance Bay, positive one. Greetings, friends. A slow smile forms as he eyes you. I've heard of you. Word has it, you've been busy in Defiance Bay. He draws closer. I'm busy too, and eager to finish my business and get back to the city. Here I have like activated in my settings that we can see what personality we would pursue if we click on something, because I saw that on videos on YouTube and I thought like actually that's quite nice. I didn't have that activated before. Also interesting to see later on what kind of personality you are, but I think it's better like this. However, I'm not going to select any of them. What business is that? Haven't you heard? There's a murderer on the loose, said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen healthy children when her own was hollowborn. He nods at the figures with him. We've come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her to justice. She's here? He nods at the river. She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves, but the problem is she knows our faces. There's no telling what she'd do if she saw us coming, and we'd like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. He leans closer. Her name's Nifre, or Nifre. She's an Orlin. We want to get her out of town so that we can deal with her cleanly. She knows we're looking for her, but if someone were to convince her that it's safe to leave... my intellect is not high enough. I could draw her out. He nods. She won't know you. It'll be simple. I have a few questions for you. What is it? Remind me who I'm looking for. What did Nifre do exactly? She was responsible for the murder of all those babies in Defiance Bay, remember? Terrible thing, but we'll make her pay all right.
Welcome.
Well, any luck with Nifre? You just told me about her. How am I supposed to do it? I haven't even been going there. I should get back to the search. Now that I've seen it, actually, I know I have just activated it, I know that, but I believe it might be better to not show it, because then I can choose my options and later on see, and not be influenced by what it says. Yeah, I think that's better. So, save changes. If I go here, as you can see here, I'm pretty much all over the place. Benevolent 2, clever 1, stoic 2, aggressive 1, diplomatic 2, passionate 2, rational 2, honest 2, and I'm here all over the board, which makes me like an all-around character, and I believe people are like that. They're not always benevolent, always diplomatic, always aggressive, always passionate. They are in between. I think it's more accurate for a character to be like this. Also, maybe in the future, we will get one of them higher than the other, so I don't know. We'll see. Am I still the one who does the most damage, or is it still Kana? Or Sagani, probably. Most damage done would be the one. Actually, are we eccentric? The dozens, terror. Terminal doesn't like us at all. Yeah. Twin Elms neutral because we haven't been there yet. Wilted Veil champion, Defiance Bay hero. Most enemies defeated, most total damage done. Yes, we are the one who did the most total damage, but highest single damage? Ah, Kana, I see. I do the most crits though, that's nice. Most damage taken, most times knocked out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that I have the option to get myself back here. Second chance, yeah. Anyways, now let's look around a bit. We go up here and check out the temple. Okay. We have two priests, Kelby and Harbinger Birdmar. Harbinger?
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Ida grunts in disgust. These times we live in.
How may I help you?
What happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
The old priest nods politely. Is there something else I can help you with? Tell me about Dyrford. Folk here tend to keep to themselves, as they do in most towns this deep in the Dyrwood. They are suspicious of travelers, but with all the brigands and refugees moving through the area, who can blame them? This is a temple of Barath. What can you tell me about Barath? Barath is the most universal of all the gods. It oversees portals and cycles of all kinds, even life and death itself. Under Barath, an ending is merely a passage to another beginning. Barath has many representations across time and across cultures. Around the Dyrwood, you'll commonly see it depicted as the Pallid Knight on the Usher. The clan Falcons, however, know it as Bevnan and Anku. Bevnan I Anku and Anku I Bevnan. Interesting. Who is the Usher? Kith have written stories, songs, and poems about the Usher for centuries. Sometimes he's folk, sometimes dwarf, and sometimes merely a walking skeleton. He never speaks, but he guides the way to death and the next life. He also creates the circumstances for the waywards to stumble into their own graves. I've never heard of Bevnan I Anku and Anku I Bevnan. It means life and death and life, respectively. You see them as two skeletal figures, one male and one female. Here. Explorers have found them carved opposite one another in doorways, but I know of no particular legends that speak of them. Could you tell me about the Pallid Knight? She's one of the youngest manifestations of Barath, but a familiar one nonetheless. Stories describe her as a gaunt knight in black armor with black eyes, black hair and milk-pale skin. She demands an impossible toll from travelers who have tarried too long on her lord's road. Some challenge her only to slay themselves in the process. Well, thanks for the information. Of course, Barath was once more widely worshipped in this area, but it is a silent god. He smiled sadly. These days, people find themselves in need of clearer answers. Well, can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
He folds his arms and stares at you with one eye and a scowl. So this is where I say, go into the ruins and I'll kill you, and that's when you say, here Avias, I'm a watcher, and you're not match for all of us, and we've got a good reason for this. And then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. And I'm only being half metaphoric. We sometimes make the woodens dig your own grave before we kill you. When the kids hear about it, it's a fabulous deterrent. Holy hell. A dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cleoban Relag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
I guess it's where we've been before. Well, farewell. Travel to Cleoban Relag. Let me see. Cleoban Relag. Oh no, it's up here in the north. I see. So it's not where we need to go. Interesting.
Yeah?
Well, can we talk to Kelby? Talk to Beorma. No one trusts me with anything more than lightning candles. Well, okay. Okay then. But we're not going there yet. I want to see the village first.
What do folks in Rawatai do for fun?
Sure.
Aside from each other. Do you just gape at every shiny object that comes along? Or is that just what you do when abroad?
Takoa may be more traditional, but it has its share of festivals. Drink a little wine, find someone to dance with.
Wine and dancing? Oh, guess I had it all wrong. So no shark races and undersea orgies?
No, that's all true.
Old Lord Nestaharant has need of your aid.
Hello.
The guard sighs with relief as he looks at you. What are the odds? Stuck in this backwater only to meet the famed champion of Defiance Bay. Barath's wheel brings mercy today, indeed. His demeanor grows serious. Perhaps you could help. I don't suppose you saw a young elf and noble woman on the road? I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my until we find her. Who is she? Lady Ailey's. He bites his lip. She's the daughter of Lord Nestor Harrond, and she's gone missing, he sighs. Perhaps you could go speak with Lord Harrond at the inn. He'd be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the villagers will open up to you more than they have to us. Alright, speak with Lord Harrond at the track again inn, which is probably this place here. No, that's Dyrford Mill. This is the inn. Well, this is closer, so can't remember the last time we had a healthy birth in the village. Alright, this is the mill. There's a villager. Can we see? The mill slowly grinds away at a through of grain. The rest here is stealing. I'm not going to do that, villagers. Have you been to Defiance Bay? I heard there's no hollowbone there. That lord staying at the truck again has just about worn out his welcome. I mean, he's looking for someone, right? But he's apparently not the nicest person, as it seems. Let's talk
Are you
to
staring
Rumbalt.
at my eye patch or my ear stump?
Sorry, I was only thinking. The eyeless face seems to hound my steps. They say he unravels mysteries as well as hides them, but I'm starting to doubt it.
Wild does not unravel, but he helps guide you to the path of learning for yourself. If he gave us answers, the resulting knowledge would be without value.
You never get frustrated? With all these riddles and obtuse prophecies? Just once, I'd like to get a clear answer.
And just once, I'd like to meet a woman who goes into heat at the first whiff of Stelgar urine. But that's not going to happen either.
Holy hell. Disgusting. A man paces angrily in front of a wrecked animal pen, his sun-weathered face twisted with ire. He's so wrapped up in his fury that he doesn't seem to notice you. Galloway's slobbering beasts, blazing bloody effigy, thrice damned salty wench and her soggy. That's probably not the best way to pray to the gods. A fat lot of good they've done for me so far. Just look at this mess. My pen ruined and all but a few measly runs gone. Well, at least you're still in one piece. That's something to be thankful for. But these pigs are my livelihood. What am I supposed to do now? He bites his lip and closes his eyes. His nostrils flare with each quick, angry breath. Wife's always telling me to mind my temper. Just breathe deep and count to 10, he sighs. An ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folk had been seeing glimpses and tracks out in the woods, but it seemed to be staying away from town, or so we all thought until it made off with my pigs. Now everyone's afraid it's going to develop a taste for kith, if it hasn't already. Did you see the ogre take your pigs? I guess so. What else would have destroyed my pen and made off with my herd? And at the same time the rest of the village is seeing a 10-foot monster in the forest. I know it's too late to get my pigs back, but I had set my mind at ease to see that things had shorn from its neck. Things had shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring its ugly pate to me, and I'll trade you for something that's of less use to a farmer like me than to a rowdy-looking sort like yourself. What? What do you know about the ogre? It's the same as any other, I'm sure. A big ugly son of a bitch with a nasty temper and an appetite to match. Joel could tell you more. He claims to have seen it in the wood. You can find him in his shop, right by the broken tower. Need something else? Yeah, I've been sent to find an Orla named Dyrford. Know where she is? Never even heard of her. Any Orlan seen, apart from the Orlan in my party, of course? Apparently not. Find the ogres live somewhere in the wilderness outside of Dyrford village. That is not really helpful. Maybe it's next to Cleavan Village? Because we've been in Stonewall Gorge everywhere and we didn't find anyone. So I'm really not sure. Okay, we have to ask the guy who has seen the ogre. House Heron's Guard? I don't suppose you've seen a young elven noblewoman around these parts? No, but I want to talk to your boss to find her. Track Hogan Inn. Let's go inside. Wait a second, there was something about the HUD can be minimized? It said something like that in the loading screen. That's why I'm looking for it now. Why is my resolution not... That is weird. That's my resolution. Why did I play on 1080p for now? Oh, well... It looked okay before, I didn't even realize it. Let's wait until the reshade is updated. Yeah, now we play in 2K. I played like 60 episodes in HD instead of 2K, but well. Font ligatures? This option is said ligatures will be used on a certain character in text boxes. What is ligature? I don't understand that word. Show party endurance as numbers, that's good. I think everything else is fine. Graphics quality is max. Font scale, occlusion opacity. Let's make that a bit higher, bigger than, since, let's say 115%, because I made everything a bit smaller due to the resolution change. Occlusion opacity, sound, controls. No, it would have been here, so I don't know. Full screen, I don't know, it's not here. But interesting that I found out that I wasn't playing on 2K difficulty. Alright, game, scrolls, tooltip, area loot, voice frequency, continue movement on engagement, screen edge scrolling, developer commentary, quest updates. Yep, I think everything is good. Yes. And now we're finally in 2K, which is weird. I thought we had it before. Anyways, Nano,
I just want to find her.
You
Surely
can talk
even
to
you
him
can understand that.
in a second.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Okay, he's going somewhere here. We'll talk to him soon. Alright, let's talk to Nanaoki Farrell first. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. No. If I get that, it means there's nothing interesting. There's another person.
Good day, stranger.
Ah. A redhead stands by the fire, turning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Drac again? Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure, let's have it. Oh, excellent. These rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. It was built in the time of Hadrit's rebellion. An Aediran lady, Thana, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin. Built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thaniu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. What do you mean, supposed to be? Deerwoodens are an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glenfavens and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Aedirans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of the Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the guided compass, the most forward-looking of the Glenfaven tribes. I don't know if I believe the part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rebel rousers and his rivals in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Well, I want to hear about the Broken Stone War. That it was the first major conflict between the original Aediran settlers and the Clanfalans. Happened 3 years into colonization when some farmers knocked over an Aedar menhir that was part of an Engwithan ruin. The war didn't last long, but it spread quickly and claimed thousands. In the early weeks, most of the colonists didn't even realize there was a war going on until the Glenfarthern raiders hit their villages. There'd been small, spontaneous skirmishes between the colonists and the locals before then, but this was organized, and it was the start of decades of violence between the colonists and the Glenfarthens. As you can see, Dyrford's full of history, even in little villages like this. Tell me more about the War of Black Trees. It started back in the colonial days, almost 30 years after the Broken Stone War. Even though isolated conflicts still broke out between the settlers and the Glenfarthens, both sides had officially agreed to peace. Edrang Hadred, Adma's father, was Gref at the time. As part of peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting Aedirn colonists from looting and within ruins. However, he'd been unable to outlaw the use of captured Glenfarthens as slaves. What's a Gref? A Gref is the governor of a colony and is subservient to the Aedirn Emperor. The early leaders of the Aedir colony in the Dyrwood, including Adrang and Admath Hadred, were Grefs. At the start of the War of Defiance, Admath Hadred, declared himself Duke of an independent Dyrwood rather than Gref of the Emperor's colony. It was the same term used for leaders of the newly independent Valian republics. Anyway, we haven't had a Gref since. I see. Indeed, the taking of Glenfarthen slaves had continued to be a source of conflict. It came to a head when imperial agents, aided by certain earls in the Dyrwood, began looting the ruins again. See, the Empire had never actually agreed to Hadred's treaties on the matter, and the recent secession of the Valian republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadred's position. The looting sparked a brutal slave uprising and a guerrilla campaign among the Glenfarthens. Edrang Hadred was too old to lead forces into battle, and so he sent his son Admath. Admath made a costly but effective decision that ended the war faster than anyone could have imagined. He burned the forest near the Iske Iron River to keep the Glenfarthen warbands from retreating. Thousands of Glenfarthens died, and as Admath repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months, he wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of the Dyrwood where the trees are nothing but bare, charred trunks. Well, farewell. Thank you for this history lesson. Then there was Eorn. Why, it's you. Thank you, friend. You've given me another chance, and I mean to make the most of it. I've been telling everyone around here about you helped me. I don't remember him, to be honest, but there's so many people in this game that sometimes you forget someone. Okay, Danglar.
Hail and well met.
The innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you? What was your exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the lord. Folk around here is decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it? Go talk to him yourself. Alright. I have questions about Dyrford. He runs his rag around the rim of the musk. Ask. Have you seen an Orlan called Nyfra? He jerks his head at the stairs. Twitchy lady, that one. Tell me... Okay. He said it before. He's not going to talk more. Okay. Tell me about the village. Walk from one bridge to the next and you've seen it. We're quite hard-working folk. We keep to ourselves and don't take to being pushed around. He glares at the well-dressed man standing off the side. Used to be a castle here, built by some family of Aedir and Thanes back when the Empire first came. Only one tower's still standing, and that's part of Turgle's shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire, could spin you the yarn if you're so inclined. I already heard the yarn. Who lives in Dyrford? Not many anymore. Hard to keep people around when everyone's here birthing Hollowborn, but we got a few who stick around and do business. Truggles the leather courier, Hedina crafts potions, and Winfrith trades in general goods. Rumble's a pig farmer, or was anyway. Yeah, we've heard about that already. Tell me about Turgle. He's a courier. Treats leather and makes armor and a few other goods with it. Problem is, the smell of tallow and deer shit tends to put people off the food, and his shop's right next door. What's Hendina's story? Lady's clever, hand with potion and poultices. Got herself into trouble with a nest of worms, or so I hear. Her cart's on the east end of town. And Winfrith? Been around even longer than I have. Nice enough fellow, but never could find his way to the end of a sentence. His shop's across the square. Something happened to Rumble's pigs, I take it? Them ogre carried them off. Now he squeals more than his herd ever did. He shrugs. It is rotten luck. I've heard about it before, yeah. Let's go back to my previous questions about Dyrford. He runs his rag around the rim of the mug. Ask. You said you don't see many travelers. Of course not. Why would they come here? We got bandits on the road and an ogre in the forest. As that yapping fool Rumblebottle tell you, worse yet, hasn't been a healthy child born here in over a year. Most kith that come here is just passing through. Well, about that ogre. You don't hardly see him this close to town. Ogres of kith don't mix well. And kith, yeah, of course. Ugly bastards, but they're smart enough to know that much. If you want to know more, talk to Rumbled. His farm southwest of here. Alright, never mind. I want to talk about something else. Yeah, I want to order food and drinks. Let's see if we have something interesting. Oh, that looks interesting. Max endurance might resolve. Oh, that's a lot, but it also costs a lot. I still have like good things, so I don't think I need it at the moment. Alright, I think we're good. Don't need anything. I could hire adventurers, but I have enough people in my party. Party management. All looks good for the moment. Alright then. Thanks. Alright. Now we are done at the end of this episode. We've reached 30 minutes of recording time. We will continue in the next episode to talk to this nobleman Lord Harrond and continue getting quests and doing quests in Dyrford village. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time in Pillars of Eternity. Until then, bye bye.